Well, a Democrat message show. Well, if it isn't the Joe Biden voter bloc complaining that they got what they voted for, more illegal migrants coming across the border every single day. Our top story today from thegatewaypundit.com, the Democrat Massachusetts town is complaining as Margaret Flavin reports. Let's get into it. Looks like a nice little town here. Norfolk, Massachusetts. That's the Bay State Correctional Center, so I guess it's not that nice and you don't want to be there. But a quiet little town who expected that they would be voting for decency and quietness, civility, like they were convinced by the mainstream media news outlet. Now Norfolk, Massachusetts, 11,500 residents voted overwhelmingly for Joe Biden in 2020. Now it appears that the residents are up in arms, that they're getting exactly what they voted for. If you see here, we have a chart directly showing that Norfolk had a 22-point lead directly for Biden. I mean, that's significant, not the most in the state. But if you look at the whole state, I mean, besides Carver County and Hanson County, and I guess you can do Leicester and Palmer, this is overwhelmingly Biden. Well, it looks like the state announced that it is refurbishing the Massachusetts Bay State Correctional Center in Norfolk, which formerly served as a minimum security dorm-like facility. The move will alleviate the hundreds of illegals currently camped out at Boston's Logan International Airport and provide housing for 6 to 12 months. Check out this apocalyptic scene of illegals camping at Boston's Logan International border. Now, images like this have become common across the country. We're a theme park. We're like basically a casino. People can just come in, cash out, take what they want, while you have to keep paying taxes. Like, it seems like it's design destruction, or at least organized chaos. How is it that we can allow our airports to be turned into migrant facilities? And let's stop calling them migrants, damn it. They're illegal aliens. They're not welcomed here, and you're not racist for saying that. In fact, if you're not saying that, then you are racist against who? Americans. Because Americans have built this country. We fought from the ground up, and now we're forced to get into this madness? Well, residents said they're not happy that Biden's border crisis is coming to their backyard. And that goes on to say here in the article that on Wednesday during a select board meeting, around 300 residents attended the meeting to share their concerns about the influx of illegals into their town and expressed frustration that they were left in the dark about the plans. They also demanded answers on how the move would impact community services, including schools, emergency services, and the overall town budget. Before we talk about that, let's just watch the report ourselves. NBC 10 has more to report on this situation. Listen to this hilarious yet truly sad report.
Plans to turn the former Bay State Correctional Center into a temporary emergency shelter. This would be for migrants and homeless families. But some neighbors in Norfolk, Massachusetts are pushing back against that. NBC 10's Kennedy Buck is live there with reaction from the small, tightly knit community. Kennedy?
Patrice, families are expected to move into the former Bay State Correctional Center here in Norfolk as soon as mid-June. And town officials tell me they expect up to 140 families. Still, many community members have more questions than answers about the plans. The former Bay State Correctional Center in Norfolk was decommissioned as a prison back in 2015, but soon this space will turn into temporary housing for homeless and migrant families.
We've been told they're a combination of mass residents as well as Haitians and, what have you. It really doesn't matter, but they are homeless families. They're coming here to be phased into permanent housing.
Their stay could last from 40 up to 60 days. Governor Maura Healey's office says families chosen to stay there have been vetted with full background checks.
This will be fully staffed. In other words, they will have counselors, they will have permanent people, there will be permanent presence on this location. 24/7.
Still, some neighbors have their concerns.
The schools are going to take a hit, I think. We're going to have to really start figuring out how to expand the schools.
My concern is for the teachers, if that's going to, impact their jobs and make their jobs more difficult.
And some question if the town has the resources to handle the influx in people.
If people get sick, you're in a confined area, things happen. That's where our paramedic service becomes of concern because we're 2 minutes away up the street. So, who are they going to call? And so that's our concern. We don't have the staffing or the equipment to handle that kind of workload.
Despite a major change happening to the community, the goal is to make sure these families in need remain safe.
They're here and everybody has an equal opportunity to do, what they want and follow the American dream.
As for next steps, Governor Maura Healey's office tells me there will be more meetings with town officials to continue breaking down the plan. And there will also be another community member meeting to answer any last minute questions before this site officially opens in mid-June.
Look, I don't know where Americans get the idea that it's like, oh, well, everyone's entitled to the American dream. No, they're not. I repeat, everyone is not entitled to the American dream. Because you know who's entitled to the American dream? Americans, not South Americans, not Central Americans, but the United States of America. Those kind of Americans who come here lawfully. Now, let's not talk about the anchor baby problematic situation in our country. That's absolutely ridiculous, that you can just have a baby here and they're a citizen, no connection to the country. I don't know any other countries that do that. Not to talk about our voting crisis, not using an ID, or the fact that these people are absolutely fecklessly stupid. They're idiots. They voted for Trump. No, they voted for Biden. Yeah. And then the problem comes to them. Welcome. I'm from Texas. This is what's been happening to us at the border the entire time. You thought it was only going to be Republican states getting hit? No, it's you too. It's like, well, at least we'll have, Democrats in office. Now you're getting a taste of your own medicine. This is causing problems with EMS, causing problems with schooling, causing problems all across the board. Now you realize why we care, because you can't have a country without civility, without law and order. It just gets ridiculous. I mean, must I say more? I mean, really, must I say more? I mean, should we really feel bad for them? I mean, look, I feel bad for the Trump supporters that are there. And I think it's kind of funny because I have this video of Trump supporters, migrants, complaining about the free stuff they're given in New York. And so even if you give them of your free services, they're still not grateful, which is why I want to remind you that we're headed towards some sort of a collapse. Look, when the collapse happens, make sure you have guns, ammo, body armor, but also don't forget a few things. One of those is having an emergency food supply. And right now you can prepare with My Patriot Supply at preparewithvnn.com. My Patriot Supply has emergency food kits that last 25 years because they're stored in a rugged ammo can. That means you can buy it today, forget about it for decades. It doesn't matter if the crisis is today, tomorrow, or 10, 20 years from now, the food will still be there. So it's a great investment. As inflation happens, it's never going to get cheaper to prepare for crisis. But secondly, it also has 2,000 calories to keep you full and has food variety, so it's not gross. You don't get bored. It's actually delicious, nutritious, and will keep you stomach full, your family stomach full. Your kids will at least may not be happy about the world, but at least their stomachs aren't going to be angry that you forgot to prepare. Whether you're single, married, divorced, it doesn't matter. You're a human being and you need at least a few weeks of emergency food kits. Pick up 1 week emergency food kits priced under $50 right now only at preparewithvnn.com. That's all you got to do. PREPAREWITHVNN.com. Check it out today. My Patriot Supply will take care of you. So I mentioned that I was going to play a video, and I thought this was kind of funny because this is also NBC 10 explaining with this woman that she's not happy about the free stuff she's been given because she's been sent to a bad part of New York. Really.
Yanidi Pena. She was overcome with emotions. She feels the weight of the world on her right now. It took her and her children a month and a half to get from El Salvador to Mexico, where they crossed the country into Texas. They got moved to New York City, and they were in a housing program that sent them here to Rochester. They arrived in January of this year and lived at the Holiday Inn downtown for 4 months. And they were moved here 3 weeks ago.
Muy traumática.
It's very traumatic.
Porque no creí.
She says it's been quite traumatic. Everything that was told to us to come to Monroe County, to Rochester, hasn't been fulfilled.
Do you like America?
Sí. Pero no Rochester.
But not Rochester.
No. No good Rochester.
Do you want to stay in America?
Yeah.
Yanidi Pena.
Well,
she
we won't keep watching that.
overcome
I guess it's just going to replay. However, it's kind of funny. It's like, well, I don't really like Rochester. Well, no offense to anyone living in Rochester, but I visited there during the BLM riots, and I found it to be one of the most forgotten about regions. It was literally falling apart. I feel bad for these small towns and these cities because it's like America is dilapidating in many ways. There's a lot of nice parts, right? A lot of beautiful parts, but this is really sad what's happened, that even immigrants, illegal immigrants, are going, this is worse than what I escaped. Do you know how bad things are getting? So if we have cities that illegal immigrants are even afraid to go to, they're afraid to live in, I'm not saying that we should, cater to them. I'm saying we're derelicting our own society, right? I don't even know if that's a word, but I guess it's derelict. But we are neglecting our own society, our own cities. This is one of the most difficult reasons that I hate illegal immigration. Is like, we got to take care of our own. America first, baby. I mean, I feel bad for these people. I mean, it sucks. Life's tough, but we're going to do this at the expense of our own people? No, thank you. But thank you for watching another episode of the Gateway Pundits Beyond the Headlines, powered by VNN. Don't forget to leave a comment below what you think about this illegal alien crisis. Are we going to have the lame excuse like, well, they voted for this? Or are we going to say, oh, they voted for this? Why are Americans so stupid? That's more my mentality. Like, come on, guys. Don't you realize there are consequences for your voting actions? Also, don't forget to share this video, grab the link, send it to as many people as possible, retweet it, and let them know what's really going on. You get what you vote for. Have a great rest of the week, as always, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.